What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So in light of the recent videos that I've made, especially the one involving Chris Brown and Karuchi, I've sat and thought to myself like, man, I really don't want to come off like a gossip channel. I really don't. That's not the angle I'm coming from. But also I'm thinking like I've made some videos in the past kind of similar. So I'm like, it's too late. And then I'm like, I'm only being informative and I'm only doing videos on these topics to provide some type of rational thinking to a tumultuous situation, provide rational thinking to a turmoil, a situation filled with turmoil, you know. And so here it goes. Today I get on Twitter and I'm seeing that Lala Anthony, the wife of Carmelo Anthony, she's trending, and it's involving the fact that Carmelo allegedly had a child outside of his marriage with another woman, right? So people are saying, now we don't know, this is all speculation. This are rumors. I'm not sure, right? We don't even know if Lala uttered those words. But apparently people are saying that Lala she's okay with Carmelo being a financial provider for the child, but she doesn't want him spending any time with the child. She wants him to just be an absent father while just providing for the child, you know, with whatever he needs. And again, I don't know if Lala said this, so I'm not going to speak to Lala or Carmelo. In this situation, I'm going to speak to anyone that's involved in a situation similar to this, or you know, or someone who has been involved in a situation like this before. And you have to be a fool, and you have to be an absolute clown to abandon your child to keep peace within your home. Again, you have to be a fool to abandon your child. Totally abandon your child to keep peace and happiness within your home. Why do I say that? Because, for one, if you wanted to keep peace and happiness in your home, should have done the right thing and just, you know, not be unfaithful. You should have not engaged in infidelity if that was the case, right? You were married, you should have never stepped out on your woman. But in the instance, you did, right? You did. So you produce a child. For a woman to ask you to, well, not ask you, to tell you that she just wants you to provide and not see the child at all, I think she's absolutely clowned out too. She's absolutely clowned out. And again, don't get me wrong. I know what the man did was absolutely wrong, and it was terrible. It was a terrible thing to do. It's a terrible thing to betray a woman's trust like that, to produce a child that will produce some shame to her, that will produce some type of embarrassment to her. But at the same time, if that woman decides to stay with you and she decides she's going to be with you, she has to accept your child. If she doesn't, I don't see that situation being a great situation at all. You accept me back, but you don't accept my child, so it's going to be a problem. Because when you're not, I don't care how much you give money. When you're not spending time with your child, you are absolutely, that's a deadbeat dad. I'm gonna call it what it is. You're not spending time with your child, that's a deadbeat dad. Basically, your wife is asking you to in order to spare her feelings, in order to protect her feelings, she's asking you not to see your child. Come on, man. Really? Really? People think that's the answer? No. If I'm a man and I made a terrible mistake like that and I produce a child, either I'm going to be able to see my child if I'm going to stay with this woman, or if she tells me I can't do that, me and her will have to go our separate ways and get a divorce. Because I just don't think that it's not an honorable trait. You know, cheating on your wife is not an honorable trait either. It's not. But it's not an honorable trait to leave your child in the wind in order to maintain this copacetic picture, this illusion of just everything is all gravy. Like, no, some messed up stuff happened, but at the same time, I cannot abandon my child, my seed, for the woman that I love, for her feelings to be okay. Because at the end of the day, like, you got to think about that child's feelings. You got to think about how that child will feel coming up. You got to think about, it's already a complicated situation. But for that child, he or she gonna feel like, wow, my parents, my dad don't love me at all. He doesn't. If he's willing to just give me money and say, you know what, I choose her happiness. I choose her happiness over my child. That's terrible. And I hear people saying that, you know, Lala don't have to accept that. She doesn't, but she can accept the divorce too. You know, and I'm not, again, it's not Lala. I don't know if this pertains to Lala for real. So any woman is like that. She doesn't have to accept it, but she can, if that's the case, she can file for divorce. and they can move on. You know, they can move along, and unfortunately, of course, the man doesn't want that. It's going to break his heart. I'm sure it's going to break that woman's heart. But at the same time, you cannot, in the back of your mind, you can't live with yourself every single day knowing you got a child out here that you're not seeing, that you're not spending time with, that you're not going to major events with this child, you're not giving your time and effort, and you just act like your life, just go living your life like everything is gravy, and you knowing it's a child out here that just does not have any type of relationship with you at all. That's not an honorable thing to do. Even if it's for the sake of keeping your wife's feelings great, or keeping her feelings spared. That's not an honorable thing. It's not. You know, I think that's a sucker thing to do. And it comes to the time when you as a man, you have to make that decision and to say, you know what? You know, you have to make that decision and tell that woman, you know, I betrayed your trust. I hurt you deeply, and I'm terribly sorry for that. But at the same time, I cannot leave my baby out here by himself or herself. I cannot do that. So if you cannot accept my child, me and you will have to go our separate ways, and that will be the end of that. Because I just can't see myself looking like come on, man. People really think that's a solution, to just not see the child at all, to make it look like, because people are really what it is that, you know, as a person, the woman's pride is hurt, and she's worrying about what other people will think about, you know, her husband, or what other people will think about what. And if they already know about it, they know. If they already know about it, they know. So it is what it is. But I guess people are thinking about, you know, what will people think about it if I accept this child around? Like, listen, if you chose to stay with that man, you already decided to throw out what other people are going to think about it. Because there's other people that will think you should have left him in the first place. You should have left that man in the first place. So you staying with him now, people are going to talk already. So if you can accept that man, you have to accept that man's child. If you can't accept that child, you shall not accept that man, and you shall move on with your life. That's what I think is the solution. Because I don't think any woman should keep a man away from his child in order to keep her feelings okay. You know, and we all know, of course, he hurts you. But is the real solution for him to just be totally absent out of the child's life? Come on, man. Really? People really think that's like the biggest thing to do, you know? And people saying a woman doesn't have to accept a child that's outside of her marriage, that was produced outside of her marriage. She doesn't. But if she's gonna accept that man, she's gonna have to accept that child. If not, and if the man allows that, like, I'm looking at it like, come on, bro, really? You that concerned with peace in your household that you like, I'm not gonna see my child. I'm not gonna see my baby. I'm not gonna have a relationship with my baby. Like, I can't imagine thinking like that and thinking that's okay to think like that. Seriously, I cannot imagine thinking like that. Ever. And I don't think it's cool to ever think like that. If you want to work things out with your husband or your significant other and they produce a child outside of the relationship, if you want to work it out, you got to accept the child too. I'm not saying that, you know, you let the man just wild out whenever he wants to, but I'm saying you got to let that man be a father to his child completely. That halfway stuff, it ain't working. It ain't gonna cut it. It is not gonna cut it. And nor do I respect a man that allows that situation to happen. Like, what? Come on, bro. Really? Nah, man. I don't fool with that, man. I don't fool with that. And you know, people can say, you know, it's easier to say this now until you're in that situation. And I understand that it's easier to say that now until you're in that situation. But realistically, man, I know in my heart of heart, I know it ain't right for me to do that. I know I ain't living good to do that. I know it's wrong to do that. I couldn't live with myself doing that. I really couldn't, man. And I don't think that a woman, like, again, we know that at the time she probably may be thinking with her feelings more than anything, and she's still enraged about it. But if you're gonna forgive someone, you gotta forgive them completely and take that and accept the fact that person produced another child. You have to accept that. Because it's like you can't live like I couldn't live with myself like knowing I got a child out here that I'm not seeing at all. Like I'm not even not at all. Come on, man. What's gonna happen when that child needs a father to lean on? And I'm sure, yeah, the mother may date someone and he will fulfill that role for sure. But at the same time, it's like if you know the child is out there and you like, man, I can't do that, man. I can't do that. You want to be there. You want to be there to share the moments with that child. You want to be there to experience all those lovely things to experience as a father. You want to experience graduations. You want to experience learning the child learning to walk, the child learning to talk, to learning things in school. You want to be there to experience all those things. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like, man, if you could do that, you could just say, turn your back on your child in order to keep peace within your household. Bruh, nah, man. Nah, again, I'll say it. If you wanted to keep peace within your household, the best thing to do was to stay faithful. But since you didn't, and you produce a child, I think that the child should not be punished at all. That child didn't ask to be here. The child was created. So, as a man, I just feel like if you stuck between a rock and a hard place with that situation, at the end of the day, you got to put your foot down and don't let your woman give you an ultimatum like that to where she makes you choose between her and a child, essentially, because she's a selfish woman if she does that. She's an absolutely selfish woman, and you should know at that point, like, she's putting her pride before you completing your honorable duty. She's putting her pride before you completing a duty. Now, the situation is dishonorable, the whole situation, but I don't think that's necessary. I don't think that's the right way to go for you to just say, bye-bye, child. Bye-bye, I'm going to live in my life with my family and forget about you. Bye-bye. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. And I don't think no man should think like that. I just don't. Because again, she thinking about what's best for her and she's not thinking about the child. And again, the child had nothing to do with the child didn't ask to be here. You made the child. So I just think that's not okay for you for a man to even think like that or to carry out those actions. I'm gonna provide money, but I'm not gonna be there for nothing. I'm gone. Like, come on, what? And there's people that really defending that. If because again, it's allegedly. If Lala was thinking like that, there's women is like defending that position. Like, yeah, that's what? If she's not okay with that, you get a divorce, you move on. But to just say, oh no, I'm not caring for it. Either it's me or the baby. Get the hell out of here, man. Come on, man. I don't get it. Again, if a man does that, that's clowned out behavior. I don't honor that man at all. Peace.